Hey there! So the moment we have all been waiting for, the Divine Aphrodite dragon is now available to breed in DML. She's actually available for 2 weeks, so she'll be leaving the game on the 16th of October. But the Aphrodite's elements are Divine, Fire as her secondary, and Water as her third unlocked element. And the two dragons you have to breed together to have a chance to breed the Aphrodite are the legendary Torch Dragon and the common Fire Dragon. I know what you're probably thinking, wait, what? A legendary? Yep. But luckily I do already have a breeding guide on how to breed the Torch Dragon too, so check it out if you don't know the best ways to breed the Torch yet. But moving on to the table of outcomes for the breeding pair, you can see that there are 12 other possible outcomes, but none of these dragons have a breeding time of above 10 hours. Reason being that legendary dragons cannot produce epics or rares as offspring. What the exact percentage odds of breeding the Aphrodite is, I'm not sure, but the chances don't seem that high realistically with so many other possible outcomes. But the Aphrodite's breeding time is the same as all Divines, sitting at 4 days normally, or 3 days and 4 hours if you have VIP active. So it will be incredibly obvious if you bred the Aphrodite or not in comparison to the other timers. But I would suggest leveling up your dragons to level 15 plus, the same as I recommend for breeding legendary dragons. I actually leveled up my Torch and Fire dragons to level 25 earlier because I can easily afford the food, but you shouldn't need to level up any higher than that. Realistically, you should focus on breeding the Torch Dragon in the first week, and when you get him, move on to trying to breed the Aphrodite straight away. Remember though, this is all down to chance, so make sure you're returning to your game as soon as your dragons have finished breeding to restart the breed again. Also, I believe we can breed more than one Aphrodite in these 2 weeks, but I'll be testing it out just to make doubly sure. Oh, and for those confused by the possible outcomes from this breeding pair, I'll explain it a little bit for you now. This is what I talked about in a video recently where Divine and Legendary Dragons can either pass down their secondary or third elements down to the egg, or the wild card situation comes into play. I think some got a little bit confused as to what I meant by this last time, but essentially it just means that the Legendary/Divine element randomizes to any element other than Divine or Legendary. So going from top to bottom on the outcomes table, Fire from the Aphrodite plus Fire from the Fire Dragon will make the first outcome the Fire Dragon. The Torch Dragon's legendary element randomizes to the Wind element, and then Wind plus Fire equals the Smoke Dragon, which is the second outcome. If the Torch Dragon's legendary element randomizes to the Earth element, then Earth plus the Fire Dragon will end up breeding the Lava Dragon. The fourth outcome. If the Torch's legendary element randomizes to Shadow, then you'll breed the Demonic Dragon. Also, like I mentioned before in the video, legendary dragons only pass down one element, so it's impossible to breed 3 element dragons such as epics and legendaries. But I hope that made a little bit more sense to you. But I should wrap it up here. You are going to need all the luck you can get these next 2 weeks, so good luck breeding your Aphrodite and your Torch Dragons in the next 2 weeks.